Well, I went to check tire pressure, and boy, things got out of hand. Well, let's start this new project here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that battery there, which is a lithium 48 volt battery, 105 amp hour battery, and I'm going to insert it into here and get rid of the lead acid batteries that are in here. Here's a little tip. I've just pulled all the golf balls out of the basket back there. The way to clean these things up, next time you do laundry, you dump these in with the clothing. Not only does it make the golf balls really nice and squeaky clean, but it also helps clean your clothing. So that's a nice tip. And it does make extra noise, which is always kind of fun. We'll set them up here. So first things first. Got to get rid of all these batteries. As you know, I had to temporarily vice grip the positive there because it started to melt. That was the last time I had it out this year. The gray batteries are basically brand new. The two red ones there are about 7 years old. One of those is pretty much shot. So all these batteries get replaced by that one little battery there. This is going to be fun. And I've got the charger for it and all that. Here's a unique thing about this golf cart too. There, the back hinge is up. So I got room to get at everything in here. And I can go at it pretty good. So first thing first, I'm going to pull all the batteries out of here and pull the charger out of there and get this whole bay cleaned up. And I'm going to pull the seat off. I'm going to pull the seat right out of there. I got to loosen up that strap over there and the seat pulls right out. So let's do that first. Well, there. That was easy. I got the seat off over there. Got some extra little trinkets here. And this came apart pretty good. This pan is where the battery sat, and it doesn't look that bad. Well, it looks kind of crusty, but it's fairly heavy, and it's not as near as corroded as I thought it should be. You know, it was full of lead acid batteries well, you know, the lead acid batteries, they have like acid in them. And acid does bad things. So I'm going to scrape this up a little bit, put some undercoating on it, cut this piece of plywood here to fit inside of this. And I'll be mounting all the stuff onto that. When I bought this thing, I paid $1,000 for this 4 years ago. And this is a Columbia ParCar. And as you can see, it's really easy to work on. And it's been just excellent, except the batteries, which are over there, those are the good ones, the red ones are the bad ones. I'm going to sell the good ones there for $50 a piece. And those are like brand new batteries. They are worth, I think to buy those now are $180, $160 a piece. I'll be selling it for $50 and $250 for the whole bunch just to get rid of them. Those two red ones go into the recycle bin. I can turn those in for $10 a piece because one of them is shot and the other one is near shot. And the problem with batteries like this is if one goes bad, they might as well all be bad because you're going to just run out of juice. You're going to have all these charged batteries with one dead one stopping the whole train. That's the way it works. So anyway, I bought this thing and it didn't work. The controller was shot and the batteries are kind of a mismatched bunch of junk. And I knew that. I bought this Navitas controller, which is a really high-end controller, the green thing there. And I've got the remote control so I can actually change the settings on the fly for regen, top speed, and ramp up and all that stuff. Plus it's Bluetooth enabled so you can control it with your phone. And I think this limits or increases the amperage to 440 amps. So she's got plenty of zip. But it's been working just great. It works great. I got a phone holder in here. I got everything I need. And the lights, we got the lights in there, and USB ports, the whole works. So we'll be getting this pan ready and cut the plywood, get it back in there where it belongs, and mount the battery, the new battery, and all the controls. I got the battery charger, which is up here. Really nice charger. That goes in there next to the battery. And then I'm going to put a couple terminal strips, and we're going to get all this wiring where it's supposed to be. And as you can see, there's the nice, really bright headlight that I put on there. Yeah, so this is the project. So let's get going. And again, I'll scrape this down, get it sprayed, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's in. All right, making progress here. I got the charger hooked up. I got the terminal strips. I got my DC to DC converter. I got a couple Anderson connectors there. The battery's going to sit right there. I glued this, or I didn't say I glued it. I screwed this piece of plywood to the tray. And I'm going to mount it against the frame tubes. One in the middle here and one toward the front up there. I got the U-bolts. Everything's ready to go. I'm going to get that in here in the next few seconds, and we'll see how she looks. All right, as you can see, everything is in place. Battery's in place. All the doodads here in place. I got the charger. I got a couple fastener strips there. And it's all bolted down and everything. I got my Anderson connector here in case I want to remove the battery and do something different with it or use it for a different power source. And everything's ready to go. As you can see, the key's on, and got a little glitch. I have a bird. We'll put it forward. So, as it turns out, I have to get into the app and deactivate the buzzer. That's all that is. From having it unhooked, evidently it kind of defaulted it to its native state, and just have to reprogram that. So tomorrow, I am going to finish this guy up. I got to get the headlight and my USB port hooked up, and then that's it. Put the seat back on, put it all back together, and park it for the rest of the winter. But for now, it looks good. Looks good. All the wiring and everything's fairly neat, and it really helps to have the terminal strips there, so I can junction all the wiring that needed to be done. This one here is actually 12 volt positive, and this is power to this DC to DC converter, which comes off the solenoid, and then it uses the common ground. So I got to hook that up, and that takes care of her. For that, I had to tear the front of the part of the cart apart here in order to get to let's see, with a USB plug in here, which I hooked up backwards, and I also hooked it up to 48 volts, and it should have been hooked to the 12. That was a oops. So I replaced that. I had to replace the toggle switch for the light, because the one I had in there could not handle the current. The light used to be on, well, I think actually the light will work on anything from 18 volts to 48. And I had it on 18 volts when I had the other batteries in here. So there wasn't so much current running through it. Other than that, she is done. I can turn this on. I came out here this morning, nothing worked. It worked great last night. Came out this morning, nothing worked. I forgot that when you program the Nativus controller there, you have to cycle the key in order for the updates to take hold. And I screwed up the parameters enough where it wouldn't work at all. So I went through the parameters again, got it straightened out. Everything's working. And as you can see, you can hear the relay click. Works like a charm. Put it in reverse. And I do have it set to throttle down in reverse. So that's nice. The battery's holding charge real good. I got that at 89% right now. It's looking really good. I got the USB hooked up here, and that hooks into my phone, which is up in the holder there, so I can golf successfully. So I'll stick this guy back together, put the seat back on, flip the back down, and she's done. The only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it in there overnight, because tomorrow I'm going to change out the differential oil in the back, which I know has never been done. So I'm going to get that done. But as you can see, this is really a great golf car. It really is. Everything is so easy to work on. It's wide open. I had really no struggles. What surprised me, though, is that metal pan that the battery sat on just sat there. It's fastened down now. I put U-bolts on it to hold it down. I'm going to put a strap around the battery to hold that in place. But I was really surprised that it just sat there. If you tip this thing over, the batteries would have flew out and scattered across the course. Kind of a crazy thing. But anyway, yeah, she's looking good. So let's button her up here. What's nice about these older golf cars, I don't know what year this one is, but what's nice about them is they're wider. This is substantially wider than like the new club cars and those. And there's a drastic difference in the way they ride. This thing rides really, really smoothly. So this is a very comfortable machine, and as you can tell, it's very well built. It's got rack and pinion steering, it's got shocks and springs up in the front, coil springs in the back, and with the new battery and everything, should be quite the rocking machine. So I'm pretty much ready to go golfing, although it is January, and right now it's raining. It's raining in January. That's nice. So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna pull the drain plug, get the oil change on this, and put her in the shed. And then it'll sit there until spring. You know, and that's one thing too on these batteries, with these lithium batteries, just like the ones I have in my electric bikes and my lawn equipment and my cars, and everything that I own is electric except for my Goldwing. Cold doesn't affect them. You know, people say, well, you gotta take the batteries out, you gotta take them and put them in your basement. No, 20 below zero, they're fine. Just leave them in the cold. It doesn't affect them one bit. You know, as far as cars and efficiency, that does drop because of the chemical reactions. You know, if you want chemical reactions, what do you normally do? You heat up the product to accelerate the process. Well, if you cool it down, everything slows down. It's like putting ice cubes in a microwave. They won't melt because the molecules are suspended, and it has to vibrate the molecules in order to create friction, which creates the heat, which melts the ice cube. Well, until the ice cubes start to melt on their own and they form some liquid on the surface, that liquid starts to get hot, which melts the underlying ice and etc. That's why when you put food in the microwave, the outside perimeter might be so hot you can't touch it, and there's an ice cube in the center. So that's a little known fact there. But anyway, to charge it, I just plug a regular extension cord in here, and the charger does the rest. So everything's wonderful. Now, how much did this whole thing cost? Okay, battery cost me $440. That's a 105 amp hour battery. I got a pretty good deal on it. $105 for that. They came with the charger, so I didn't have to buy that. I bought the terminal strips, I bought the little converter, and I just bought this resistor. All that stuff that I bought there is about $60. So I got 460 there, and you can throw another $40 for miscellaneous nonsense. Little switch and, the USB thing I put in the cigarette lighter thing there, so roughly $500. At this point, I'm happy. I got a golf cart that's gonna rock the free world. I got it done. It's nice and neat. I think everything worked out just fine. I'm all the way happy. If I sell these other batteries, I'm asking $250 for the whole pile, which is a hell of a deal. Well, then I can take that off, That's the way I look at it. Anyway, lights work. Nice and bright. So that's nice. And this works. Put it in gear. Everything works. So, it's another project done. So, that's it for this job. I will say success.